Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely stream deck. For more information about the stream deck, the link is in the description below. Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to Apex Online Racing. This is the very first live stream for Dirt Rally 2.0 on AOR, and we're delighted to bring some Rallycross action here tonight on the PC for the first time in a long while. The drivers will be visiting a track that none of these drivers have raced before in the Dirt games, and it's in the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi. I am Jess, and I'll be one of your commentators throughout this evening's proceedings. I'm not on my own for this broadcast. I'm joined by someone that doesn't need much introduction. He's a great commentator, loves Rallycross, and also takes part in the Rally League we have at AOR. I know him as Jack, but everyone else knows him as Soupcooler. Glad to have you on board, Jack. You excited?
Oh, I'm excited, boys. It's been ages since we had any Rallycross action on AOR, and it's time to bring it back with some Dirt Rally action from Abu Dhabi, which is a brand new circuit, as you said. It's around the section of the F1 circuit, which is, I believe, turns 3, 4, and 5 at the hairpin down at the stadium section. We'll take you through a hot lap in a little while, of course, but yeah, it's going to be super exciting. We've got 18 drivers ready and waiting to send it around this Yas Marina circuit. We've got the Dirt World Champion with us today. We've got a couple of others who are qualified for the World Series as well, and so excited to bring you all the action here today.
It's been about 2 seasons since we broadcasted, which it feels like a long time, so it's great to be back. So we'll just go quickly through what's going on throughout tonight. So we've got 3 heats, and we're going to broadcast 2 races out of the 5. We won't have time to broadcast all of them, otherwise the broadcast will take forever. So we have 1 race which will kick off at 7:30, and then we have 1 race about 5 minutes later at 7:35. Then we have a little bit of a break, but we'll do a bit of a spiel in between, talk about a few things. Then we've got Heat 2 at 7:45 and 7:50, Heat 3 at 8 PM and 8:05, and then we've got the semi-finals. I do believe the top 12 make it through to the semis, and then the top, I need to remember, I think it's the top 3 or the top 4 qualify to the finals. And then there's a few people that are just about missed out in the semis. They go through to what's called the Consolation final, where only 1 person makes it through to the final. So, Jack, they've got to make it through loads of races if they want to get through to the final.
Yeah, of course they do. So this is the FIA World RX format, of course. The heat races are all based on who can set the fastest time around 4 laps of this circuit, and then we pick the winner from those. Of course, you gain points from each heat you win. Then we go through to the semi-finals, of course, and we go through to the grand final, the consolidation finals, of course. So the heat races is all about the fastest time. So you'll see drivers won't go for too much of some crazy overtakes. They won't try anything stupid. They might just tuck in behind, try to follow the car in front. When we get to the semi-finals, it's all about your finishing position. So we're going to be focusing on that, of course. So it's going to be exciting, but you're going to see different strategies at play, of course, and we'll take you through the Rallycross format as well. The amount of laps, the Joker lap, will take you through all of that once we get into the action, if you're not familiar with it, of course.
Yeah, because there'll be quite a few people that'll be like, what's going on? But don't worry, there are quite a lot of people that are new to this, so we'll take you through as we go along. So before we get started with the proceedings, we do have a hot lap recorded for us today, commentated by our very own Jack, and it is raced by one of our Dirt World Champions. So he's going to take you on a lap, and you get to see what the drivers will be facing tonight. So hope you enjoy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're very, very welcome along to the Apex Online Racing Rallycross pre-season event live from the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi. We hope that you're enjoying the broadcast so far. We're going to take a quick break from what's going on at the moment to just take you around a hot lap of the Abu Dhabi circuit here in Yas Marina. Now, you may recognize this circuit from the F1 calendar, but RX does it a little bit differently. So let's see what Juna Pankinen can make of a lap around here. So here we go. We're just on board with him as he enters the Joker lap on the right-hand side of the standard lap. In through the quick chicane, you see those curbs, massive curbs, ready to roll you at their nearest available time. In through turn number 1, then the quick left-hander and the quick right. You recognize this from the F1 calendar. Under the stadium section there, into the quick hairpin right here. Juna sends that one in, no need to slow it down like the F1 cars do. Down the back straight then as we head into this quick left-hander onto the dirt section, onto the brakes. Juna flicks it in, and then you're into the infield section we go. Into the right-hand side, mind the wall on the inside, and watch the curve on the exit. Onto the power then, up through the gears, up through 4th, up to 5th gear as he enters this brilliant section at the top of the hill here. Juna flicks it in, absolutely perfectly done there. And down the hill he comes in the infield section on the dirt section. Then we head over the jump to complete a lap of the Yas Marina circuit here in Abu Dhabi. Juna will, of course, be competing in this weekend's Rallycross event, and we hope that you will enjoy the action that will bring.
Right, so that was our very own hot lap. Hopefully that give you an idea of what the drivers will face today. So we've got a couple more minutes before we start, 2 more minutes in fact, and we are about to start our first race. Now we're going to go through the drivers, of course, that we've got today. So first of all, we've got John, also known as Veloce Eisen. Now some of you may know him as he won the last streamed event for Dirt 4, and he's won 3 titles already in Dirt 4, but he recently came into the Rallycross scene only recently in this game, so I wonder how's he going to do here.
Well, I've seen him in the past couple of Rallycross rounds. Of course, we've just finished Season 1 on Dirt Rallycross, and he did win a few events there. Of course, he came off from a long break. He was away from the game for quite a while. He was finishing his Masters in History. So wow. He is a holder of a master's degree in history. You actually didn't know that about the man right there, but he's came back and he immediately won. And he is, of course, qualified for the Dirt World Championships as well for the 2nd time. So we've got plenty of guys who are qualified for that as well. We'll take you through them as we go as well. But yeah, he definitely one to watch for tonight. A super quick driver and super fair as well.
Yeah, we've also got Sig, who is also one of the coordinators of this event. She's also taking part. And we've also got Jared as well. Now, this is his first time qualifying, taking part in a Rallycross event. We've known him for taking part in the Rookie Rally Series. I raced with him there as well. And he also was another person that's recently qualified for the World Rallycross Championships in this game as well. So this should give him good practice for his upcoming quarterfinal.
Yeah, it would indeed. Jared, of course, went through during the RX2 qualifying round. So he figured out that he was quite good there. Of course, Jared, he's from Australia, so it's very, very early in the morning for him right now. He just got up about 5 minutes ago to come and race with us today. So it's 3 a.m. over in Australia. So that shows you the level of commitment we got here. But Jared, I haven't actually seen him race, so he's going to maybe be a dark horse here, one to watch maybe as we head into the race in just about a minute's time.
Yes, and that'll be interesting to see. So wishing guys the best of luck. And then we have, I'm sorry if I pronounce his name wrong. We have Papu, is it? I can't remember. He's Danish anyway. And I haven't seen him race at all in Dirt Rally at all. So he's a completely new face. And I think he wants to get a good start when obviously Season 6 comes around. Once all the Season 4 DLC is there. So this should give him a taste of what to come. And I'm very glad that he's taking a step up into his first AOR race.
Yeah, we've got a couple of new guys with us today as well. Well, some of them would be familiar faces from maybe other AOR tiers or other AOR series, but they've made the jump into Rallycross just to see how it's going on. Of course, we've also got our current series champion racing with us tonight as well. CR Said Mickey won the championship by a huge margin, so he's going to be one to watch. But we're going to be heading into the first race in about 30 seconds time.
Yep, and I think we're just about to go as everyone is about to choose his vehicle. Oh my god, I'm so excited. It's been about a year here waiting for this. It's great to see the AOR boys back on in action again. We both raced last season for a little bit, but now we've hung up our boots and go in the commentary box. So it should be exciting. Who's your money for the win of this first heat?
it's gonna have to go to Izza. I think he's just got I think he has the measure of everybody here. Nobody choosing anything outrageous. Everybody's going for the Renault Megane RS, which of course is the dominant car in this type of encounter. Other cars come close to it, but the Renault is the most evenly balanced car out of a lot of us. We got Jared with us as well. We got Izza, we got Pablo, and we have Ferga lining up for Heat 1, race number 1. Of course, there are other heats that are taking place at the same time as this, and of course, we'll bring you the results of those. Then we'll head into the second heat race that'll be streamed, and then we'll have a short intermission before we get ready for Heat 2. But now we're going to be keeping an eye. So the start-finish is just off to the left-hand side of that shot right there, and it's gonna be great fun. We're just waiting for Jared to get himself sorted. Drivers, of course, will be in the service area and they will be getting their setups ready. But we've got 2 Danes, an Englishman and an Australian. And Jess, who would you say is going to win this one? I'm saying Izza.
I got to agree with you there. He's been back on form since he started back in the games recently. So I think he's going to win this, and I think he's in with a good shot of making it through the finals. But again, it's early days.
Well, here we go. It's been a long time since we've had some Rallycross action. We've got 4 cars facing towards turn 1. Jared on the outside line of this one, and we've got Izza, I think, facing on the inside line as we head towards turn 1 here. Fergie alongside him, and in the middle of the grid is Pablo. We're facing towards turn 1. Heat 1, race 1, about to get underway in about 10 seconds' time. The revs will rise up, anti-lag on the handbrake. And away we go for Heat Race 1. Izza with a great start as we head towards turn number 1 then. Watch for the curbs on the inside. A couple of guys banging wheels as they go through there, but it is Izza who leads. Fergus second, getting sideways in the background. And looks like Jared's making his way through on the outside line in the background there. Izza still ahead. Fergus, Jared from Pablo. Even start. Great start from Izza there.
Yeah, already pulling away from the start, which is a very key advantage. He had the crucial line going into turn 1, and he does that perfectly as well. And Sig's doing very well there in P2, but he's got some guys which are very quick behind as well, so he's got to pick up the pressure a little bit.
Yeah, Signa doing a fantastic job. Of course, the only female competing in the series at the moment. She's going through the bottom of the hill there. You'll see, we'll take it through the Joker lap. If anybody's opting for the Joker lap, as far as I can see, nobody has, but it is an extra lap that the drivers have to take at some point during the lap, and it may be faster, it may be slower on certain tracks. Here it is slower. And Fergie demolishing some ballers. Got to be careful about that. Of course, track limits in force around here. It can't be cutting left, right, and centre. It's just like F1, but you might recognise this part of the circuit. It's turn 3s, 4, and 5 from the F1 circuit as they head through the infield section now with Fergie here in the background. Pablo and Jared going neck and neck through there as well. Jared coming out on top right there. This brilliant section at the top of the hill, sending it sideways goes Fergie, but Izza has checked out front exactly as I thought he would.
Yeah, Jared and Pablo are absolutely fighting for position now, whereas Sig is Izza all on their own. So I think the battle really lies between Jared and Pablo at the moment for potentially P3, because the points really do make a difference. You really have to be higher up in the points to make sure you stand a good chance on making it through to the semi-finals, because only the top 12 will make it through to the semi. There's obviously 5 races in total in each heat. It's not just the one race you're seeing today. Oh, as Pablo just hit the bump. He hit the bump, and that is not what you want to do. That's not.
No, that is such a shame. She was doing such a good job. He was off in the barriers now. That would have unsettled her a lot. That's such a shame. Just a slight misjudgment. You can see how much those curves kick you up in the air, and she opts for the Joker lap now. So she heads into the Joker lap. This quick chicane that leads into turn number 1. They have to take this part of the lap at least once during their race, but that's so unfortunate for Fergie. Just one small error, and it's put her back into 4th place, puts Jared into 2nd, but these two up ahead have yet to Joker, so she might not be in too bad a position right now. But Izza still running his laps out front, and remember, this is all about the time, so it's not about the finishing position, it's all about the time. He's chasing the fastest time of the session. He's coming over the jump, running it right out to the wall right there, heading up towards the finish line. Veloce Izza wins Heat 1, Race 1. And who's going to come out on top in the end here? Fergie right up underneath Pablo as they run down the hill. It's the 2 Danes going at it right here. Jared looks like here comes Fergie banging doors, and that's going to be a shame. Pablo's missed the Joker. As a result,
he gets a penalty.
That's going to give them. That's going to be a 30-second penalty. Oh, he's had to reverse to get into the Joker, but that was a bit unfortunate. The wrong place, wrong time for him.
Yes, I've almost made that mistake when I was competing in PS4 the other day, and that could really cost you. And all 4 cars are in the Renault, so I think most people are in the Renault today. So we have Izza with the fastest time of race 1, with Jared in 2nd, and we got Sig in 3rd, and Pablo in 4th place with the slowest time of that race. And obviously we will keep an eye on the other races about what's going on there to see who is gone fastest there as well. But we still got one more race to go through this heat that we're streaming, which is also got some packed drivers in there as well. So looking forward to seeing what happens there.
Yeah, just to keep you updated on the other heat, I believe it's currently said Mickey with the current fastest time of a 2:45.1. So it is currently a second, and we still have, of course, another couple of races to go here, so that could change. But is a 2:46.0, so it was a fantastic time from said Mickey, nearly 9/10 quicker. He's the current fastest time at the moment, and it was Alex Muller. And unfortunately, Nigel has had a terrible, or Serene Logic has a terrible heat. He's finished last in his heat on a 3 minutes, so that's not gone great for him.
No.
So he's obviously got stuck behind someone, but we're now ready to go for heat 1, race 2, and we'll take you through who we're going to have for this one. Decent race though. Izza did a great job.
Yes, very well done, and it was good to see some. He just basically controlled the field. As soon as he started, boom, he was out of the way, and he wasn't involved in any battles. He just ran his own race. It was kind of like a time trial, what we've seen in Dirt 4. So it was great to see. So we have 3 drivers in this heat this time. Obviously, we got Jogan, we've got Pedro, and we've got Jonathan. Now, Jonathan, I know, is insanely quick on this game. So I'm going to say he's going to be one of the favourites as well. He's qualified for the World Championships, not for Rallycross though, but for rally. So not his forte, but again, still quite a quick driver on this game.
Yes, of course, Jogan as well, the Swede. One to watch as well. Himself and his dad actually raced on dirt, and they have some serious battles between the two of them. So Jogan, and of course Pedro Silva as well, the Portuguese man. He's extremely quick as well. Not yet qualified for the World Series, but I'm sure it's inevitable. These guys, but Jonathan Schaefer, the man to watch right here. Very, very quick driver, but he's got a 2:45.1 to chase. So he needs a clean start, and that's obviously the key in Rallycross, being first into turn 1.
Yes, and that's how Izza was able to control that so perfectly. And these guys who are in the last race, they're going to have the advantage. They may have seen the stream right now, or they may have seen the results from the last race, and it gave themselves a head start. I'm like thinking, right, how much faster do I need to go in order to either be on top of the heat or to score as many points as possible? So I think some of them, they may be just pushing their luck a bit, or they may want to go for glory. My money, I think I'm going to go bold. My money is going to go for Jogan.
I don't think that's a bad shout, honestly. 2 Megans and 1 Audi. That Audi is being driven by Jogan. I know he loves that car. So, as far as I can see it, at least I think it's Jogan. It could be Jonathan Schaefer, I don't know, but I'm used to seeing Jonathan in a... Jogan's actually in the Megane. I mince my words. Jonathan Schaefer in the middle in the Audi. Jogan on the inside in the Megane, and Pedro Silva on the outside in the Megane. So here we go, towards turn 1. Heat 1, race 2, on the line, on the handbrakes. And away we go for heat race 2. Pedro Silva with a great start. Jogan with a good start as well, down towards turn 1. Going on, they all back out. Pedro Silva is first into turn 1. Through turn 1 and 2 they go. Jogan chasing Pedro Silva head towards the hairpin. Here comes Jonathan Schaefer on the outside then, looking for the cutback. Not a great start from Jonathan. And it is Pedro Silva who leads away from the outside line. So it looks like the outside line is the optimum starting position.
Yes, and if you're new to Dirt Rally, of course. Oh, there's a bit of a touch from Jonathan there, from Jogan as well. That might have cost him dearly there, as he's got a bit of damage to his car. So the one we were predicting was going to do well is in last place at the moment. And Pedro's just flying out of nowhere. It's the same as what we've seen to Izza in the first heat. And they're on similar type of livery as well. So it must be the luck of the draw, or they must be playing mind games at the moment. But Pedro Silva definitely the wild card, and he's been doing very well.
Yeah, Jonathan Schaefer just took to the Joker lap right there. Excellent Joker from him. Pedro, of course, We cannot rule him out because he came very, very, very close to winning the last round of the RX series here in Estering. He came very, very close. He got pipped on the last lap by said Mickey, but he drove an excellent race that time. So Pedro Silva, he's going to be wanting to just put a marker down before we get into season 2. But he is leading ahead of Jogan, who's doing a great job there. But Jonathan Schaefer is trying very hard in the background. They haven't opted for the Joker yet, so they're going to run around for a little while. Pedro Silva, of course, he's out leading. He'll want to make the Joker as late as possible. He'll wait to the last lap. Jogan might try and do an undercut. There's plenty of Joker strategy that can go on here, and it's a key part of this wonderful sport of Rallycross.
Yeah, this is the closest race we've seen so far out of the 2 races that we've commentated on so far. We've seen, obviously, Itza really start pull away, but Pedro, he's under pressure from Jogan at the moment. 2 very fast drivers. They've got 2 more laps to go. Jonathan, the only person to take the Joker, and they'll be taking 2 of them. I think we'll be taking the Joker at the exact same time. So it is really a fight for the finish here as they are about to start the final lap.
Yeah, Jonathan is catching a little bit, but if I were Jogan, I would actually say he's going to have the Joker on the last lap now, so they're just running around, just keeping each other honest right here. But Jogan looks like the quicker driver. As you can see, he's pulling closer within 0.7 of a second, but it could be close on the Joker merge. The Joker is quite short around here, but Pedro should just have enough here. Jogan's going to be a little bit in danger because Jonathan just pulled half a second in the first lap there, and Jogan is getting right up underneath Pedro Silva as they run up the hill then. Now remember, this is all for time. They cannot afford to fight. They've got a big time to chase right here. Jogan getting up underneath Pedro Silva, running down the hill then. Into the Joker lap they'll go. You see them peeled off to the right-hand side. And Pedro Silva should come across the line. Watch for Jonathan Schaefer in the background. Look how hard he's trying as they run towards the line. Pedro Silva takes it from Jogan from Jonathan Schaefer. And let's just have a look at the time. 2:48.0. Not enough to win the session. So CR Said Mickey wins heat number 1.
Don't forget, Said Mickey actually won the Dirt Rally 2.0 championships for the season 1. So he is pretty much the favourite, the one to beat in this public event. He is coming out with a vengeance. He wants to win this public event so he can get a good head start in season 6. But Pedro done very well to win his heat there with Jogan in P2 as well. So we've got all the time starting to come in thick and fast here, and we've got 2 more heats to go. And really, there's people that have done well, and people, we've seen some shocks. Obviously, we've seen Serene Logic really go down the bottom as well. And we see some other shocks that we expect not to do well, So that's what I like about these Rallycross. It is thick and fast.
Yeah, so we'll just give you your top 3 from heat number 1. It's going to be Said Mickey who wins heat number 1 from Juna Pankinen. He just slotted in there just underneath 0.7 of a second was the gap between himself and Said Mickey at the end. And Velocheza will slot into 3rd place then. So very, very close. But it is Said Mickey, the current our current champion for Rallycross here. Juna Pankinen, the current World Series champion, and Veloce is, of course, the 3-time Rallycross champion. So we've got some serious pedigree in that top 3. It's going to get interesting. We're heading to Heat 2 and, of course, the semis and final.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to start in about a minute's time, I believe, getting through the first race. We still don't know what race we're following in race 2, so it's going to be a bit of a surprise for us. But we've usually seen in these next 2 heats ones who have done well in the first heat maybe start to turn it down a little bit or something like that. We've seen that in a few seasons actually, where we've seen someone do well in the first 2 heats and then in the final heat they completely bottle it and it cost them so many points and it gave them a bad position in the semi-finals. So obviously in the semi-finals you have to have a good grid position, but obviously in Dirt 4, we've had the warm-up lap, but in this game we don't. It is random grid, so they don't choose about what grid position they go to. They just get it. So I think a lot of people will just hope they get the outside line, but we should be starting shortly, and I'm looking forward to these next 2 heats.
Yes, indeed. So Serene Logic has got a hell of a job to do after that terrible heat. I believe, just looking at the times, he's not quite last. But he's down at the bottom end, so he's going to have a monumental couple of heats just to get himself back in. He needs to finish top 4, top 5 in these next few heats to get himself right back in it. Because Nigel, of course, if I'm not mistaken, made every single final in the RX series, so he wants to keep that up. So but he's got a job ahead of him because it's such a competitive grid. It's one of the biggest grids we've had in this past while, so it's going to be a job for him, but he'll aim for it. Of course, only 6 drivers can go through to the final. We've got 18 with us today, so there's quite a lot that can drop away, can fail, but if he just puts in some solid times in the next couple of heats, then he should be okay. So we're just getting ready. The officiators are working their magic in the spreadsheets, and we're going to get ready to go in heat number 2 very, very shortly indeed, and just keeping up on the weather, of course. It's going to be daytime dry. We're going to then head into night.
Yes.
And we're then going to have the Consolation final is going to be wet, believe it or not. So it's, I think, from
not
what
raining, not raining.
not
it's
raining,
a wet
just
surface.
a wet surface. Wet surface. Now, from what I believe, they just watered the track with Bernie's sprinklers, and that's why we've got a wet surface. But it's going to be interesting, for to say the least, seeing that track in the wet.
Interestingly, that the Consolation final was the one that's wet and the rest weren't. But don't forget, the weather was randomly generated, and the Consolation final was the only one where it got wet. Everything else is dry. So the drivers are going to be, I think, relieved about that. But we've seen in Consolation finals things really go down to the wire. So looking forward to that as well. And speaking of Nigel, actually, he was the one who actually he didn't make through the semis, but he got through to the Consolation final, and he only just beat Itza. So, you know, one of the 2 top guys in DiRT, they were in the Consolation final together, and obviously only one person can make it. And it was in the final round, of course, and obviously Nigel actually pipped into the post. So Nigel can't afford mistakes like that, and neither could John, for that matter. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, heat number 2 is going to get underway very, very shortly indeed. Just taking a look at who we've got lined up here. So we have ST Penguino, we got Jared, and we have Vladislav Denev. So a couple of familiar faces there. Vladislav Denev, of course, a regular in the AOR Rallycross Championship, so good to see him back, of course. And I cannot wait to see our second race, because that is one hell of a lineup that we've got coming in race
wow,
number 2.
I've just seen that, Jack. I've just seen that. We'll go through it in a minute, but we've got 4 incredibly fast guys in the second race we've got. But for the first race, we have still got 4 incredibly quick drivers anyway, so we're still going to be in for a cracker. But I think the ones who are in that race are going to have more of an advantage again. I'm gonna go on board with Jared for this next race, because obviously he had a really good finish at the race that he just did, and he pulled up a bit of a shot. But don't forget, he was the one that qualified to the Rallycross for a reason. He isn't to be underestimated.
Yeah, of course. So Vladislav Denev, of course, best results in AOR. He's only made the semi-finals twice, so it'd be nice to see him make the final after such a long time. And Jared, of course, we all know him. ST Penguino, of course, a regular. He's an officiator with us. He's made the semi-final 4 times during this season. Not yet qualified for the World Series, but good to see the regulars with us, of course. But interesting, these guys are very, very evenly matched. So, and of course, ST Penguino going in the Subaru, which is going to be an interesting watch.
Yeah, so we've seen Subarus, we've seen Audis, and we've seen Renaults. Everyone opting for the Renault. Now, I was pretty bold when I did Rallycross on this game, and I went for the Audi as well. So props to people that went on different cards instead of the Renaults. Props to that. So Pellegrino's got a tough choice on his hands, but I know he can do it. He can properly capitalise on people's mistakes and see what happens. And we are about to get started once again. It should be another thrilling race. We're about to start Heat 2, Jack.
Yeah, of course, ST Penguino on the inside in the America's Rallycross spec Subaru. Vladislav Denev on the outside. Jared will have the middle of the road, so it's going to be a tough one for Jared. But it is going to be ST Penguino on the pole, Jared on the inside, and ST Penguino in the box seat on the outside. Anti-lag on the handbrake we go for Heat 2, Race 1. Away we go from the line. Great start from Jared from the middle of the grid right there. Moves to the outside line. ST Penguino will have the inside line now as they run through turn 1. And it looks like Jared's going to be away. There's contact between Denev and ST Penguino as they run through turn 3. He's spun around in the background. Jared leads from ST Penguino. A bit of a messy start there, Jess, but it's Jared who's away.
Yeah, Jared doing a great job there into turn 1, but Denev, he had a huge disadvantage.
Oh, Penguino's on the wall.
Penguino is in the wall, yeah. So he's lost it. Let me just go on board. Yeah, he's lost so much to his front, I think. He's going to lose so
Dennis
much
hit the
time.
curb as well. It's all going wrong in the background.
Yeah, and I think Jared is probably loving this because he's on his own, flying out there, and that's going to give some good points, whereas the battles that we were hoping are going to have, unfortunately, may not have escalated due to that contact they have had, but it just goes to show, obviously, if you do well in race 1, it doesn't necessarily you'll do well in heat 2, so it's just getting that to that rhythm, finding the feet, and those two have got a really tough battle on their hands.
Yeah, this is perfect for Jared because now he can just run his laps and see how he gets on. But I have to give props to Penguino. It's great to see that Subaru make an outing. It's one of the most, I don't want to say hated cars, but it's not the most driven car in this game. It's running the America's Rallycross series. Patrick Sandell, Scott Speed, all of those guys run this car in the America's Rallycross series, and it's great to see it make an outing right here. So Esteban Penguino into the Joker lap. He's going to try and see if he can jump Vladislav Denev into turn 1. Of course, he'll have the extra speed, and he does come out ahead in the Joker lap. So now Jared, 8.4 seconds clear out front, doing a fabulous job at his debut Rallycross event, let's not forget. So let's see how he gets on. Let's see if he can match the times of the top guys.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a few people that have qualified for the Rallycrosses already want to see what Jared can do, and I think they may be a bit worried that Jared is already up ahead of him and everyone else, and they've got a lot of work to do. Don't forget, there is the quarterfinals, semis, and the finals, and if they make the finals, they'll be doing it at the Autosport event as well, which should be very, very exciting. And Jared's just one away. He's got one final lap, and he just looks so committed into the lap. He just looks incredible.
Yeah, I'm just going to take an onboard with him as he runs through this next section right here. They just added that wall on the inside recently to avoid limit exploits. Beautifully done from Jared. Now you got this high-speed section that you can just chuck it in. Watch Jared here as he goes through.
Yeah, he's looking so fast at the moment, and he's going to take the dirt section, which is quite difficult. And is he going to take the Joker lap? Yes, he does. I was a bit worried he wasn't going to make it, but he does. And I think he's going to cross a few more corners, and he has won this race. And Penguino, P2, and obviously we've got Vladislav, after a horrible start, is in P3 and in last place. It's not going to help his time at the moment.
So Jared, his first ever heat race win, so well done to him. But again, it's not the best time, 2:50.8. Remember, the winning time from last heat was 2:45.1. So he's losing almost a second a lap. But let's not forget, he's new to this whole Rallycross scene, and we'll forgive him for that. But he wins Heat 2 race 1, excuse me. But boy, have we got a spectacle coming up next.
Yeah, we're about to go through what the spectacle is, and basically we got a real mix of good drivers. Ones who qualified for the Rallycross Championships, who's won. We got a champion in there who's won the Dirt 4 Esports. We've got the AOR Dirt 4 champion as well, and obviously we got one who won the heat last time about as well. So this is going to be absolutely exciting. I think we could just go through who we've got for this next race. I'm excited.
Yeah, of course, we've got 3 champions. As you heard that right, we've got 3 different champions in this next race. CR Sedmicki, the reigning AOR RX champion. Juna Pankinen, the current Dirt World champion. And we got Veloce Iza, the current 3-time world champion in the Dirt AOR RX, excuse me. And poor old Pedro Silva's in the mix there too. So Pedro Silva, of course, he's no stranger to the Rallycross scene, but he's got a super tough heat going on in here.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried for him, but again, he doesn't have to obviously be high up there if he wants to go through to the semis at the moment, because obviously you'll be in a random grid slots at the moment. You've just got to qualify in the top 10, and then you will be in the semi-finals. So Pedro's just got to keep it clean, keep it consistent, and don't forget, it's all about the lap time. So it doesn't matter if he's last, if he still puts out a very good lap time, then he will be fine. So we've got 4 drivers about to begin once again, and it's going to be a fast one with loads of battles.
Yes, indeed. This could be your final right here that we could be seeing right here. 4 drivers that could make it through to the final. But it's it's going to be interesting. Are they going to fight or are they going to follow each other? They're all in the McGann, so there's no advantage to be gained car-wise. But these are 4 incredibly experienced drivers, incredibly accomplished drivers, and they're going to be going up against each other in a heat race, to mind you. It's just the heat race, but tell them that.
They're still going to go for it as if it was the final, and it is Rallycross at the end of the day, and they want to get as much points as possible. And this is where we could see the fastest time overall in the heat, so they really want to give it their all. And this is Iz's chance to really get to actually beat Seb Mickey, who's the current AOR champion. So he's got his workout here, and we're about to get started again.
Yeah, he's done it before, but he wants to do it again. So just looking at the grid, Pedro Silva on the inside line, and it's going to be Veloci Izza with the outside line this time. So he's got the box seat. Next to him is going to be Juna Pankinen. And next to him will be, of course, CR Sed Mickey. So he's second from the left as we look down towards turn 1. What hell of a race inbound. Ready to race, lag on, anti-lag on, ready to go. And away for go from the line. Long holder. Great start from Iz as they run towards exactly what he needed right there. Round the outside he goes. Pedro Silva gets in front of Sed Mickey, and there's Junan Pankinen knocked down to the back as they run towards turn number 3 here. So Veloci Izza leads. Pedro Silva second. Mickey up the inside, trying to take Pedro Silva, and he doesn't. There's contact between himself and Veloci Izza. They run down towards turn number 4 there. 2 champions going out of here. Is Mickey up the inside. Great move from Sed Mickey, and Pedro Silva goes through as well. Great action. Veloci Izza now trying to come back in him as well. But Mickey is ahead. Veloci Izza out wide. Junan Pankinen's right underneath them as well. There's loads of things happening right here. But at the end of it, it's Sed Mickey who leads from Veloci Izza, from Junapang, from Pedro Silva. Oh, there's contact as Izza's around. That's a disaster.
That is a disaster from Izza. I think we jinxed him. I think we had a commentator's curse, and we said people that might have done well in race 1 might not do well in race 2, and Izza is just a victim of that, unfortunately. So that's not going to help him in terms of times. He's going to be absolutely annoyed about that, and that's going to allow Sed Mickey to really pull up his way up front. He already is, 3 seconds already. But we got Jona Packinen, and we got Pedro still going for it as well. Pedro must be loving this. He wasn't expecting to be 3rd place. He thought he'll be last place or something out of all these champions. So he is keeping consistent at the moment, and that's all counts. And he is going to be beating the Dirt 4 AOR 3-time champion. He's got to think of that in his mind, surely.
Yeah, but Izza's going to be fired up now. He's going to be chasing this time. And of course, all that battling will not have helped Sed Mickey either, because remember, these guys are chasing for time rather than positions. There was a lot of fighting in that turn 1 that didn't really need to happen, but Pedro Silva putting on a great performance right here, and he's keeping up with Juna Pankinen as they run through. How is Juna getting on? He's keeping pace with Sed Mickey as well, which is crucial as well. And Izza kind of dropping away at the back. He's going to be fuming about that incident. It was totally innocent, and that just got turned around at the top of the hill. We've seen it before. Classic example. We're going to head to the end of this lap right now, and of course Juna's still yet to Joker. He's going to go to the Joker now. He's not. He's going to wait till the last lap. So Pedro Silva in the box seat to take 2nd place away from him. And has he taken the Joker? He has indeed, actually. So Pedro Silva comes out ahead just about of Juna Pankinen. Now they're finding a way for time here. Juna Pankinen is going to be able to make a move up the inside. Pedro leaves him a little bit of space, but he's going to keep himself just about ahead right there.
This is going to be...
So Pedro Silva, great 2nd place.
Yeah, that's going to be very intense for the last lap, I must say, as obviously Sed Mickey, the only person not to take the Joker lap, but again, he should be all right with that. Everyone else has taken the Joker lap, so it's every man for themselves, as Juna Packinen, the current world champion, really wants to make a name of himself, and he's going to try and see if he can get past Pedro. Maybe Pedro might get a bit of an upset, which is what Pedro wants. Oh, that was tight. That was really tight.
He's just got him. He's just got him by 1/10 of a second, but Sed Mickey wins with a 2:46.3, so not as fast as the previous heat. And of course, we've got to keep an eye on what the times were from the other heat races as well. So just to keep an eye. And just to let you know, Pedro Silva has been penalised for that contact. He's been given a 10-second penalty for spinning Veloci Izza around. So he loses that 2nd place. So Juna Pankinen will move to 2nd place, and Izza will move to 3rd place. So Pedro Silva has been penalised for that contact. And now let's just see how the other heats got on. And it looks like Sed Mickey has managed to secure this heat as well with a 2:46.3, excuse me.
Dominant performance from Sed Mickey, like about 3 or 4 seconds clear of the rest of the field once again. he is not to be underestimated. Joona Pakkanen was the second fastest. So the top 3 in our race are the top 3 in Heat 2. So I must say, if it wasn't for Pedro getting that 10-second time penalty, we would have gone for a good. Actually, no, Jad was in the first race, not the second race, but we still followed him anyway, and that's really gonna help him if he wants to make it through to the semi-finals.
Yeah, just to say props to Jared. I think from my calculations are correct, he's just managed to secure 3rd in this heat.
Yep, he is. He's
so
third with
fantastic
42
job
points.
from Jared. Yeah. Signa managed to win her heat race. Nigel managed to recover. He managed to win his heat race. Jared, of course, winning his. And Sed McKee winning, of course, his one. And Pedro Silva penalised for that contact with Veloceza, which sent him spinning at the top of the hill. We'll have a short break now until we sort out the next couple of heat races. So it's going to be a little bit darker out now. We're going to head to dusk. And we'll see who gets on right here. And of course, after this heat, we will have the post-heat interviews until we get to the semi-finals.
Yeah, we will see you in a bit. Whilst we wait for the final race to finish, we got a short intermission break. So see you in a bit.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're very, very welcome along to the Apex Online Racing Rallycross pre-season event live from the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi. We hope that you're enjoying the broadcast so far. We're going to take a quick break from what's going on at the moment to just take you around a hot lap of the Abu Dhabi circuit here in Yas Marina. Now, you may recognize this circuit from the F1 calendar, but RX does it a little bit differently. So let's see what Joona Pakkanen can make of a lap around here. So here we go. We're just on board with him as he enters the Joker lap on the right-hand side of the standard lap. In through the quick chicane, you see those curves, massive curves, ready to roll you at their nearest available time. In through turn number 1, then the quick left-hander and the quick right. You recognize this from the F1 calendar. Underneath the stadium section there, into the quick hairpin right here, Joona sends that one in. No need to slow it down like the F1 cars do. Down the back straight then as we head into this quick left-hander onto the dirt section, onto the brakes. Joona flicks it in, and then you're into the infield section we go. Into the right-hand side, mind the wall on the inside, and watch the curb on the exit. Onto the power then, up through the gears, up through 4th, up to 5th gear as he enters this brilliant section at the top of the hill here. Joona flicks it in, absolutely perfectly done there. And down the hill he comes in the infield section on the dirt section. Then we head over the jump to complete a lap of the Yas Marina circuit here in Abu Dhabi. Joona will, of course, be competing in this weekend's Rallycross event, and we hope that you will enjoy the action that will bring.
Okay guys, welcome back to the Rallycross event on Dirt Rally, and we're just about to kick off the third heat, and we're about to start the first race of that third heat in dust conditions. And to be honest, Jack, it is very different in terms of actually being in the day, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Of course, the Yas Marina circuit was the first Rallycross event to be held under floodlights, so it makes the track very, very different. Of course, the track temperature will be lower, and that of course makes a difference to the tarmac sections, and just for general visibility as well, because these cars don't normally have headlights, don't actually think they have headlights, so the floodlights they're going to be relying on those, and of course their braking points will change as well. They got to get used to how things operate. But yeah, we got Heat 3 Race 1 coming your way very, very shortly indeed. And we'll have Signa Lawrence, Vladislav Denev, and Surf lining up for this one. Of course, Surf also a regular in this Rallycross series, and a fellow Irishman. So, got a quick shout out to him as well.
Yeah, don't show any bias, I must say, but we're not like that, so that's good. But it's good to see an Irishman anyway. We haven't seen him in the broadcast, obviously, before. It's one of his first time tonight, so it's good to see. And he's only took part in Dirt Rally 2.0 this year. He hasn't taken part in Dirt 4, and his best results were he's been in the semi-final twice, and obviously he was 17th in Season 1, and I'm sure he wants to get through into the semi-finals again, but he's got a tough act to follow.
Yes, indeed he does. So he needs a good result out of this heat right here. So this is an opportunity for these guys. These guys are very evenly matched, but the person who gets out in front has got the clean air and has got the crucial run towards turn 1, that they just need to ignore their mirrors and just focus on the race up ahead. It's only 4 laps, so they go by very, very quickly. So you're aiming for kind of low 40s, I would imagine, for these guys. Of course, the world record is a ridiculous 35.8, which is really, really, really quick around this circuit. I'm not quite sure what the real life lap was, of course, but we're going to get ready to go. So of course Surf has missed the timing, so he will not be competing in this race.
That is a shame, but well, it happens sometimes. Obviously, we are at a tight schedule, and if you don't make a race, then it's tough, really. That's like it with any race we have in AOR as well. So, what a shame. But that means we only have 2 drivers. So, yep. But that's a good chance for Sig and Vladislav to get a good lap time, because, again, it's not about position.
Yeah, it's actually a perfect opportunity for them to get a good lap time in. What they need to do is just not fight each other, be clean into turn 1, and then sort themselves out after there. But you can just see how amazing this track looks at night. So it's all lit up, of course. And the first time we saw this track was at the start of this season in World RX 2019 series. And it is going to be returning next season, we know that. So it's good to have it back. And great to have it under the lights as well. We're going to get ready to go for this 2-car race, Heat 3 Race 1. And it's going to be
same livery.
Kind of the same livery on both cars, which makes it very, very difficult for us. But it's going to be Ferga on the outside line for this one, and Vladislav Denev on the inside. So just need to keep it clean into turn 1 and run some good laps. So ready to go here for Heat 3 Race 1. Anti-lag on, onto the handbrake, ready to race light on. And we go green for Heat 3. Great start from Signa right there. That's exactly what she needed. Into turn 1, sorted itself out. And now she just needs to keep her head straight and focus on the lap times. So that's exactly what she needed. Great start from her, and she's away.
She's underway, just like we've seen other people in the past as well. And she was the only female as well to ever qualify for a grand final in Dirt Rally, the recent game actually. And she wants to do it again. And she's getting a good run for herself. And she's got a tough act to beat if she wants to beat the lap times of, like said, Mickey and Jona Pakkanen and stuff like that. So she's got a tough act to follow here, but Vladislav is really catching her down at the moment. It's quite surprising, actually.
Yeah, of course, they're in identical cars, so it's not going to be an advantage. It'll only be the advantage in the setup and the driver quality, but looks like Signa, she's putting in some good laps right here. She did a great job, just keeping it neat and tidy. I'm sure she'll have the stream on in the background, probably muted, so I don't put her off. But through this next section, gets it stopped nicely. Vladislav, you can just see how much wider he was through there. Signa a lot neater through that section, and as you can see how much time it's gained, just getting 2-3 tenths per corner. Up the hill here, nice and neat and tight. It gets a little bit too sideways, actually. Gets it back together, though, down the hill through the right-hander. And we will begin lap 3, of course, over the jump. And just as we're coming into turn 1, this is where we saw that massive action between Timmy Hansen and Andreas Backerud, where one of them thought was the last lap, went straight on and collided with each other. So that's not what we want to see, of course. Just saw Signa make a mistake into turn 1 right there. And that turn 1 is super tricky if you saw the TT. It's blind on the entry.
Yep, it is. It is really hard. I was having a few laps earlier on today, and it most of the time, excuse me, my throat, most of the time I end up bottling it, and these two have no signs of bottling it. We were expecting one of these guys to pull away immediately.
Oh, she's at the wall!
Oh, Sig again!
She manages to get it spun around, but Vladislav Denev takes the lead. She bounces over the curbs.
Oh, no.
Now she's angry.
She's not impressed
to the Joker, Fergie to the Joker. That was just a little lapse in judgment. That's how quickly it can turn. She was running some great laps. They both take the Joker at the same time, and now they're gonna end up fighting. She might end up having a puncture on that front. That was a hard impact. She managed to get it spun round again, but now she's going to be trying to take away the lead. Goes up the inside of Vladislav as they come through turn 1, makes door-on-door contact. And running down the back straight, she'll have the inside line for the next corner. Vladislav shuts the door firmly in her face, gets it sideways on the brakes. Here they come. This is costing them time. This is exactly what they don't need to be doing. And Vladislav should have this one. That is such a shame for Signa.
A comfortable advantage she has gained at the start of the race. Really wiped down, and to be honest, I don't think she's actually going to win this, but it's going to be insanely close. And but I think it's not going to be enough to obviously win the heat outright. So that's going to cost them so much time. 2:56s, but again, in the dusk, it's quite colder, so obviously the lap times will be a lot slower. So don't expect anyone to go in the 2:50s as of yet, but we shall find out as we're about to go on to the next heat. So Sig, well, we don't know what the overall results are going to be yet, but we will see if Sig's done enough and Vladislav's done enough to see if they can make it through to the semi-finals.
Yeah, it's the all-crucial one. It's the final heat, of course, and we're just waiting for confirmation. Just to confirm, Surf, unfortunately, had a technical problem which didn't allow him to start. Unfortunately, his VR wasn't working, so of course VR would be interesting in these races. It is quite an advantage actually trying to pick the apexes out. So unfortunately, Surf couldn't make it. Bit of a shame for him. So he will not be taking any further part in this event, and just got the invite for our second heat race. Strap in for this one.
Yeah, strap in. We have got another packed race on our hands, to be honest. We've got Jared, who obviously won his race, what we saw in Heat 2, and he was absolutely amazing. He was absolutely flying. So glad to have him on board with us once again. And as well as Jared, we've got Yuna, we've got Jonathan, and we've got Said Mickey as well. Said Mickey is the one to be as well. Jared's got his work cut out, and so has Jonathan as well. But I think Jonathan has put up a fight in these last two races, so it will be interesting. Again, it's going to be a very close contest. I can't wait.
Yeah, of course it is. This is going to be an extremely, extremely interesting race. So Said Mickey, of course, he's taken both heats so far. He's got his closest competitors next to him now. It was a little bit of a jumble last time. But it's going to be Said Mickey with his teammate. Let's not forget, Jared and Said Mickey are part of the same team. So they don't want to be making contact with each other. Jonathan Schaefer right in there, of course, always there or thereabouts, and Juno Pankin, and of course we know how good he is. And we're going to see how he gets on versus the current series champion.
Yes, it's gonna be absolutely tight going into turn 1. We've seen the carnage on the first race, or the second race in Heat 2, where people just collided with each other and it ended their race, just like Veloce Itza did earlier on. So hopefully we won't see the same in this race, but we will never know, as obviously I'm going on board with Jared for the start of this race to see if he can have a good start. Said Mickey hasn't had the good start of late, but he was able to pull away around turn 3 and 4, and he was just able to capitalise on that. So usually having a good start may not be the best idea, obviously because we have Sig, who had a good start, and then he lost some time as well. So maybe leading from the start may put more pressure on the drivers.
Yes, of course, just to give you an idea of how good Said Mickey is, he took 6 wins from the 8 rounds in the DiRT Rallycross championship, so he's one to reckon with. So it's going to be Jonathan Schaefer with the inside line this time. Sid McKee second from the left, Juna Pankinen, and then it'll be Jared with the outside lines. He's got the box seat line, and it seems to be the line that works quite well because it opens up turn 1 quite a lot. But who's going to come out on top here? I'm on board with Juna as we get ready to go for Heat 3, Race 2. Anti-lag on, ready to race light on. Green light, great start from Jared on the outside line, great start from Mickey on the inside line as well. They will as they run through turn 1, a little bit of bang going on. Jared comes out in the lead, and it's going to be contact between Jonathan Schaefer and Mickey turn 1 then, but it's Jared, and look, set Mickey up the inside with a massive send right there. Juna's at the back of the grid right here, and here comes Mickey now on the inside of Jonathan Schaefer as they go up the inside then, and does he get a stop? Yes, he does. There's contact between himself and Juna gets sent around, but it's still Jared who leads. Great job from the Australian.
Yep, Jared pulling away once again, just like we expected he would, but he's already pulling away by 1.3 seconds because of people battling. And we've seen that in most races actually. The more people battle up behind, it's going to put much more advantage to you to start to pull away. So Jared must be loving this.
Yeah, of course, it was Jonathan and Juna that took to the Joker, and unfortunately Juna looks like he's the quicker of the cars, and he's stuck behind Jonathan as they run through the hairpin here, trying to get the cutback line. Textbook move from Juna, panking it up the inside line there. A little bit wide from Jonathan Schaefer that time, and just up ahead there, it looks like Mickey's got the job done on Jared, has he? Oh, there was contact between them.
Ooh.
But it's still going to be Mickey behind Jared, so they're holding on. So these guys are going to fight it out. Jared fighting with the current champion. That's exactly what we want to see.
That is just great to see.
Mickey into the Joker. He's trying to cover off Juna. This is going to be really close. I think we get jumped to the Joker up here. Just going to move along. Is Juna going to be ahead of him? Oh, it's almost. But Mickey comes out ahead of Juna. That was uber tight.
That was insane from said Mickey. Absolutely controlled. But Juna's still right behind him as well. So everyone except Jared taking the Joker out. It's going to be a really tight finish. Strap up your seatbelts, lad. This is going to be super close between these 4 really great drivers.
Yeah, it was actually Juna that was ahead, but he ran wide into cost him. Jared's got to Joker now if he wants any sort of chance. Is he going to peel to Joker? No, he doesn't. So he's going to lose out for sure to said Mickey, but of course there might be team tactics at play there, but he might try to cover off Juna right here. So they run through turn 1, Jared leading in this Heat 3 race. Mickey with a massive send right there. Just brilliant car control from the Czech right there, and he's closed up a second on Jared, but it's going to be tight between Jared and Juna on the exit right here. You can just see Mickey getting right up underneath Jared on the exit, the hairpin there. Up the hill they come for the final time in this heat race, and it looks like this is the closest heat race finish we've had.
This is what we want to see in AOR.
Into the Joker.
We want to see. Here we go. Here comes Jared in the Joker. Is he gonna win?
He doesn't. He comes out last, unfortunately for him.
Very close lap times from 2:48 from said Mickey. He wins this race with Yona Packer in P2, Jonathan in P3, Jared P4. Then they're not even within even like 2 or 3 seconds. It is insane.
Wow. We've got an interesting result.
Wow, overall. Let me just...
Pedro Silva has won this heat.
Wow, Pedro must have had a very, very good heat then. Let me just look at his
you can just see the battling in this round. Yeah, the battling in this round.
2:46.5 as well.
Yeah,
wow.
He's beaten Izza by half a second. And wow. So you can just see how much there was a huge amount of battling in this heat, and you can just see how much it cost him. So Pedro Silva takes his first ever heat race win in this series, and of course now we're going to find out who is going to go through to the all-crucial semi-finals.
Yes, we've obviously still got one more race to go. Not streamed, but they're still going to input it. The lovely officiators are doing a really great job. They're making it as smooth as they can to make sure the stream goes well, and obviously the races go well as well. And obviously Veloce Izza had a really poor second heat. He managed to come back and he got a 2:47.1 as well in heat 3, so that puts him second in heat 3. So surely that's gonna be enough for him to qualify for the semi. So his bad outing, his contact in Heat 2, which was an accident. It wasn't his fault. That didn't cost him at all there, but it would have hurt him a little bit. It could have been a P2 from John overall.
Yes, it could have been. So we're going to find out just the heat race from Nigel's. Serene Logic has come in, and he hasn't had a great time. I think it's going to be borderline whether he makes the semis or not. It's going to be interesting to see. But remember,
it's borderline at the moment. The results are coming in thick and fast. He's 8th at the moment, and only the top 10 can make it through.
Yeah. Now we're going to have the interviews very shortly with our top 3 from the heats. So stick around for that very, very shortly, and we'll get you updated on that. Of course, we'll keep you updated with who's going to make it through to the all crucial semi-final.
We're just waiting on two more results. I believe.
Yes, indeed. So Serene Logic.
I think he has just done. I think he has just done it. I think Nigel has just made it, which is I think not good for his standards. He wants to obviously finish higher, but he's in the semis anyway. But he's going to have a really, really tough fight if he wants to get through to the finals. But I wonder if I hope he doesn't end his streak for not making it to the finals. I really hope he makes it through to the finals. But it is Pedro that takes the heat win, but that makes him 6th overall in the heat standings at the moment. So well done on Pedro, the Portuguese man. I think I got that right. Yeah.
But remember, he got that 10-second penalty in Heat 2, so that could have been
third. That could have been third if he was. I don't know. It's hard to tell because he was dead last. So I am not entirely sure about that one. So I wonder if Alex and Colossus raced. I'm not entirely sure, but
they did. But it looks like they didn't. They didn't actually select their cars in time or something like that.
So I think they're
would
out
automatically
then.
give you a disqualification. Yeah, that would give you a disqualification.
We'll just get confirmation from the officiators before we get going. So hopefully we'll do that. But what is definite is our top 3. Said Mickey, P1, Yona P2, Veloce Izza P3. The top 3 in the heats, and they are going to be the ones putting the pressure in those semi-finals, and they will be the ones who will get interviewed during the heats to find out what is going on. So I'm just actually going to see if any of those guys want to be interviewed. Actually, we've got Yona wants to be interviewed, so does Seth, Mickey, and how about Ike's, please, I'm just trying to see. Yes, they all said they wanted to be interviewed, so we are going to get all 3 in this box once they get in the ready for interview box. So will just be interesting to find out what their take on it, because it might be different to what we thought.
Yeah, of course. I'm really impressed. My driver so far is Jared. First time, and he's made the semis as far as I can see.
Yeah. He has made the semis actually, and I think what the delay is deciding on they haven't select their cars in time and whether it'll be a disqualification or not. But Jared's 7th at the moment in the overall standings, just ahead of Serene Logic as well. He probably wouldn't be expecting that. Serene Logic was also another person that qualified for the Rallycross in Dirt Rally as well. So maybe they may face each other as well. And for Jared in Australia, because it's early in the morning for him to qualify into the semis and still be functional this early in the morning for him. Brilliant job. But we've seen some big names not qualifying into the semi-finals. We've got Sig at the moment. Sig is not going to make the semis. He's 13th at the moment. So that is the last 2 races we've seen. That is a huge blow for her. And if she didn't make that mistake, she would have been in that semi-final. But at the moment, looks like she's not going to make it.
Now, by the looks of it, it looks like we have Veloce Izza ready for his interview. So I'm just going to grab him and pull him into the comms box with us now.
We've got 5 minutes, apparently.
Yeah, so we'll get Veloce Izza in now.
Hello, John. You there?
In with us at the moment
yes,
here.
I am there.
is, I believe, second or third place. We're still working out right here. But we have Veloce is in with us now. So, is not the best heat 2 from you. Can you just talk us through that instant there at the top of the hill?
No.
Oh.
Oh,
I think he's
lag?
just disconnected.
did he lag? Oh.
He may have just died on us.
Oh no. Oh.
We'll never know his answer.
I think people in the stream would have thought, nope, he wouldn't want to talk about it, but he does, and I'm just seeing if he's online on Discord, and see if we can get him back. I don't think he is, I don't think he's online on Discord. He's on his phone as well. Ah.
Yeah, well, we are now getting invited for the semi-finals.
Yep.
So,
whilst we do that, we can get John back again. He's in the ready for interview box again. Whilst I get in the lobby, you can do that.
Alright. Right, so he's back again.
No idea what happened there.
Yeah,
Alright,
I
of
thought
course,
you refused to talk to us for a minute. I was like, what?
Oh, he's gone again.
What?
Okay, looks like these guys do not want to talk to us.
Oh, I think we were meant to mention them. Let's see if said Mickey wants to speak to us, because he's our heat winner.
Yeah, we have 2 minutes left, and we're going to head into semi-final 1.
I need to actually remind myself who I need to go in the lobby with. Sorry. This is a live thing. We go in the lobbies at the exact same time, and we're just going to check who's in our first heat as well.
Yeah, so we're going to have just your semi-final 1 lineup. Is as follows: Said Mickey, Veloce is Jared. He's made the semi-finals. ST Penguino has made the semi-finals, and Yogan is lining up for the semi-finals as well.
Yes, we've got a very intense semi-finals, and the other people that have made it to the semis as well, I think which we're going to broadcast in about 10 minutes time, is we've got Yona, we've got Jonathan, Pedro, Serene, Logic, and we have got, I need to just try and think who else I missed out, Vladislav as well. Did I mention him? I might have mentioned him. No, I haven't. Vladislav. So those are the people that have made it. The ones who did not make it were Sig, Ladaki, Paplo, Washi, Colossus, Alex, Serv, and obviously Draken. He could not make it tonight. So very unfortunate for those lot. They are not going to the semi-finals. But the ones that are in the semis, we'd like to wish them the best of luck.
Yeah, so of course the top 3 go through from the semis. So we're going to see who's going to come out on top in this one. So Jared making the semis on his first attempt. Not a bad job at all.
Wow, I if I was to make it on my first attempt, I would die. I would scream out of my chair. But I'm guessing Jared will be a lot more professional than that. So props to him for doing so well. And that's going to put him in really good stead. It's going to give him some practice. He's kind of hoping that Abu Dhabi is going to be in the quarter. I obviously don't know what's going to be in the quarter semis and finals in obviously the Dirt World Championships. He's going to hope that Abu Dhabi is one of them because he's looking very strong.
Yeah, now just looking at it, 1, 2, 3. We only have a 5-car semi right here. So one person has missed out, unfortunately.
We've got 10. 10 overall, 5 in each semi.
Alright, so top 2 make it. I would assume top 3 make it through. Or top 2, unless I'm missing something.
I will double check.
Of course, we have the Consolation final as well. So, yeah, we've got a few to make up. So, top 2 from the semis and top 2 from Consolation.
Or is it 1? I'm sure it's 1 for Consolation. We should have done our research, to be honest.
We should have done our research.
Yeah, but we'll find out. We'll find out anyway who gets through in a minute. But anyway, we've got Veloce Idza, who has obviously done well in his final race to get through here today. But it's going to be really tough for him to make sure he gets through to the finals because only a few people can make it. It's not down on actual race time this time. It is down on position, I believe.
Yeah, it is the top 2. I've just confirmed it. Top 2 and the winner of the Consolation. That makes up your final.
Okay.
So here we go. Semi-final 1 from Abu Dhabi. On board with Yogan. On the inside, said Mickey. ST Penguino in the middle of the grid. Away we go. Bad start from Jogan, great start from Mickey, and a great start from Jared on the outside line. But it looks like it's going to be Izza who takes the lead into turn 1 as they run through turn 1 and 2. It's Izza who leads. Mickey gets shoved down to the back of the grid. That's not going to be great for him. He needs the top 2 spot. At the top 2 at the moment is Izza and Jared, and they're all battling it out in the background.
Yeah, great to see Jared and Itza pulling away, but that might not necessarily mean that they're going to get the position. And Jared is really catching up with Itza, and Penguino's lost it at the background as well. That's not going to help him, but he's starting to catch up a little bit to Jogan and said Mickey as well. Only the top 2 are going to make it. At the moment, it's Jared and Itza, but for how long? Said Mickey doesn't want to be in that position. He's got to. Well, he actually has got past Jared at the moment. After a very good jump, actually. Is he going to try and get past him? No, he can't, not yet. Itza is really pulling away at this stage. Penguino, the only person to take the Joker lap, is going to be very tight entry. About to start the potential lap. Don't forget, in the semis, it's not 4 laps, it is 6 laps. And that is the same for the consolidations and the final. So they've got a long race to go. Oh, a bit of a touch there.
Mickey hit the wall, and now Jogan's up underneath them as they run up the hill there. But he looks like he's going to hold on for now. Mickey up the inside of Jared, not quite able to get the rotation on. There's contact between Jogan's over the curbs in the background. And Mickey's lost it in the back, and he's into the Joker lap.
Yeah, I think he wanted to go into that. He wanted to get out of the trouble quickly and wanted to continue because he knows Jared, and it's not doing that. He's just got ahead of Jogan as well. That is exactly what he wanted.
That was crucial.
That was crucial because obviously there's the consolidation finals. That is a huge upset. We weren't expecting Sam Mickey to actually make it through to the finals. He's 3rd at the moment.
Yes, he's going to have to go through the consolation final if he wants to finish that. So the top 2 automatic position in the final. And right now Jared and Izza going through at the moment. And in goes Jared into the Joker. This is going to be super tight. Up towards turn 1, I think Mickey's got the jump as far as I can see. Jared, there's contact between the teammates! And Mickey is ahead.
Only just, but that must have been a huge damage there, but for what cost as well. I don't know if it was intentional, I don't know if it cost him a little bit. Jared's lost a bit of time there, and it would have been a good upset for Jared to get through to the final. He might have to go through the consolidation final, which is not what he wants. Said Mickey has just got lucky a little bit there. We got 2 more laps to go. It is far from over, and it is not over until the checkered flag falls. Jared needs a miracle.
Yes, he does, and Mickey now starting to close the gap on velocity. But Izza has jokered, so he's come out well in front of the field. So great drive from Izza at the moment, and Jogan is the only driver not to have jokered at the moment, and he's sat in 4th, so it's not great for him. But currently it's going to be Izza and Said Mickey to make it through to the final, barring no mistakes from the 2 of them. But Jared, he was just, inches away from taking that 2nd place. He just ran into the back of Mickey. Mickey just blocked that inside beautifully. And he holds on for now, and now Mickey's starting to challenge our leader.
Yep, it is champions versus champions. Obviously we had the last Dirt 4 AOR champion versus the latest AOR Dirt Rally champion. So 2 AOR champions flying it out here. They want to get the glory. They want to see who can come out on top today, to see who can make this first the final. All the semi-finals will be streamed, so all 10 drivers will get coverage here. We've got on the final lap here. This is going to be extremely close again. Jogan still the person not to take the Joker lap. That might have hindered him a little bit though.
And Mickey is all over the back of Izza as they run up the top of the hill, trying to get up underneath them. The 2 champions banging doors as they run through there. But Izza's going to hold on as far as he gets in the wall a little bit. It's going to be very, very close. Izza is going to win the semi-final. Mickey goes through. And Jared is going to go through the consolation final. As is Jogan. Oh, that was close at the end, but Izza holds on for the win.
That was very intense. Good job from Itza there. From his first heat win, and obviously he did well in his final heat, and where it mattered in the semis, he's through to the final, as well as said Mickey. 2 AOR champions. I can't call who's going to win that final with those 2 in there.
Yeah, so Jared and Jogan will head to the consolation final.
And we've got Penguino, unfortunately.
He's out of the running for today.
Which is a shame. He's done well to make it this far, because going through to the semis on PC, it is no mean feat. It is really, really hard. On some other platforms, obviously, you automatically go through to the semis because there's not enough people. Whereas in PC, you got to work for it. And Pellegrino definitely had to work for it. So he should still be proud of what he's got accomplished. And we are about to head to our second semi-final with 5 more drivers, seeing who could join Veloce Itza and Said Mickey in the grand final.
Yes, indeed. So we've got another 5 drivers to come in, and there is the invite promptly sent out.
Yeah, very prompt from Serene Logic there. I think it's the first time we're broadcasting a race with him in it, which is quite of a shock, to be honest. So this is the first time we'll see Serene Logic racing tonight on the stream. Obviously, he has been racing, but not broadcasted. So
and Signa, she has made the semi-final. Excuse me, she's in.
Also, who hasn't made it then? Who hasn't
Womex has not made it, couldn't make it, so Signa is into the semi-final.
Yeah, Vladislav is Womex, and he couldn't make it. So Sig, which was the closest, she made it. So could she be again? Could she go to the finals?
It's an extremely tough ask.
It is a
really
tough ask. But we've got 5 incredible talented drivers. We've got Pedro, the dark horse. We've got Yona, who is the current world champion, and we've got Jonathan, who's qualified in rally. We've got Sig as well. We've got another close semi-final coming up. Don't forget, it is 2 from this semis. Join Itza and send Mickey into the final. Whereas the 3rd and 4th, they will join Jared in the consolidation final with, I've forgotten who else. I am losing track.
Yogan,
that's it. Yeah, so they will join in those 2 in the final. The one, if you finish last, you won't make it. It is simple as that. That's how tough it is.
Yep, so only the winner of the consolation final can go through, so it's going to be very, very tough. But now, before we get to that, we still have semi-final 2 to get out of the way. And Pedro still, even with his 10-second penalty, still made it into the semi-final. It's a great job, along with Juna Pankin and Jonathan Schaefer. Serene Logic.
And I think all of them, apart from Serene Logic, we've seen on the stream today. So it'll be interesting to see that. Guys, who's your money on in this second semi-final? And I think it's Mike's muted for a minute there, so we can't hear Jack at the moment. So we are about to get underway again. So I think my money has got to be, I think, on Jonathan. He's done so well to get where he is, and he's been a dark horse. And also Pedro as well could come in there. I underestimated Pedro a little bit there, but he could pull up a shocker. We'll see.
Well, he's going to be starting in the middle of the grid. Serene Logic next to him on the right-hand side. Jonathan Schaefer on the outside. And then on the inside line is going to be... it's going to be next to him, Juna Pankinen. And then we will have Signa on the inside line. Semi-final 2, ready to race, light on. Green light, and we're away for semi-final 2. Great start from Pedro Silva from the middle of the grid. Juna Pankinen on the inside lines. They run towards turn 1. It's going to be Signa who gets the great jump with the turn 1. She is ahead and leads the pack on the exit of turn number 1. It's going to be Juna Pankinen from Pedro, then from Nigel as they run through. Neck and neck go Juna Pankinen and Signa as they run down towards turn number 4. Great start from Signa. She leads this amazing semi-final 2.
Yes, they're all battling all over the place at the moment. It is every man and woman for itself, because it is not just about time, it's about position. And if it's about position, they're more going for it than they were in the heats as well. It is the semis as well, but we got Yuna really starting to catch up onto Sig as well. Oh, we got...
there's contact between Pedro and Juna in the back as well. Pedro goes through to second. And who just went? Oh, there's contact between Pedro and Fergus. They run through turn 1 as well. Juna looking up the inside as well. Great stuff from between the field right here. Pedro trying to get up the inside of Fergus there. And there's contact. Juna's almost around in the background. He's trying hard.
He's trying his best. Place at the final is at stake. Oh, there's contact.
Oh, Pedro's wide. And there's chaos in the background. Serene Logic goes through to second.
Wow. So Serene Logic, I know he wants people to make mistakes, and he's one who avoids mistakes, and he wants to avoid mistakes, and he has. He's been taking it cautiously, and it's helping him.
He's into the Joker.
Yeah, he's going to the Joker lap then. Here he goes. And where is he going to end up?
Actually, the man I've neglected to mention, Jonathan Schaefer, he's Jokered already, and he's second.
Wow. And also we've still got Pedro and Sig to joker as well.
If I were Fergie, I would joker this lap. Yeah, she's got to joker this lap if she wants to keep a chance of keeping her. Oh, there's more contact. Pedro Silva's off in the background as well. There's huge amounts of battling going on. This is an amazing drive from Signa.
She's pulling away. I nearly called her he there, but...
Joker now. Joker now. Please, Joker now. Listen to your teammate. There you go.
There you go. She's jokering
into the Joker lap she goes. Jonathan Schaefer, she's gone wide. She's in the wall.
Oh, it's going to be
now, where's she going to come out? She's going to come out just behind the battle for second place. It's good job battling between Serene Logic and Juna Pankinen. She's up the inside of Serene Logic. There's more contact between herself and Juna. She's into third place, down to fourth. Pedro Silva gets knocked out to third place, and Juna somehow picks up second.
So, Juna
Signa up the inside for third place. Whoa! There's huge amounts of battling going on right here. She runs wide. Super good fight right here, but Nigel's been knocked down to fifth.
So at the moment, Nigel might not make it. He's got to really start pushing. Teammates are really fighting for it. Sig versus Nigel on who's gonna make the consolidation at this rate. Nigel doesn't want to be in that position. We probably jinxed him there, which is not where you want to be. As
oh, he's looking.
He's looking for
This is between two. They're very familiar with each other, and now Nigel up the inside. You think he's got it done? They're side by side as they run down the back hit straight. It looks like he's going to get their making door-to-door contact. Signa tries to stick it around the outside. Yes, she's made it work on the inside line. There's contact between them. And who's going to come out on top? Signa's still ahead, bouncing over the curbs. She's still in front.
Only just so, but let's not forget.
Oh, she's spun. She's got a puncture on the right rear, by the looks of it.
So I think...
Oh, what a shame.
Oh, no.
What a shame.
That's costed her chance of getting through to any final tonight. But we've got the final lap, and Jonathan, the one who I was predicting to do well in this grand final, in this semi-final, he's leading the field away with Yona in second, Pedro third. Obviously, at the moment, as it stands, Pedro and Serene will go to consolidation unless Pedro can try and get past Yona. But I don't think he's going to do it, so I think it'll be a P3 at best. But look at the top two, they're really close, about to go across the final couple of corners. Is Juna go on the jump?
Jonathan Schaefer wins the semi. Juna goes through, and it's going to be Pedro Silva and Nigel going through to the consolation final. Signa, hold your head up high. That was a fabulous drive, no matter what.
She was having a lot of fun there. Some great battles all through the event so far. She's done absolutely brilliant, and even though she hasn't made it to the final today, that's going to give her good practice when it goes to season 6, because I know she's going to take part in that as well. So yeah, well done to Jonathan, well done to Yuna, and we've seen what we've seen in the last round. Well, me and you, Jack, seen in the last round of the season 1 of Dirt Rally 2.0 Rallycross. Serene going to the consolidation finals, and only one person can make it through to the final. So, yeah, could we see an upset there?
He's got a really tough consolation final. The only thing, he's going to be going up against Yogan and Jared and also Pedro. So he's got a huge mammoth task in front of him. Let's see if Jared can make it through to his first ever final.
Yeah, I don't know who to call at this stage. It's going to be another close final, I must say. Consolation final, I must say, and it's their chance, and it is going to be wet service as well, so it's going to be harder for these guys as well. It's going to be really hard. The ones in the finals are lucky they're not going to go on the wet services today, but the ones in the consolation final, not consolidation final, I said that wrong, but oh well, the ones in that last chance final, if I must say, they've got their work cut out.
Yeah, they do indeed, and
I think we just got an invite for the last. What time is it? Oh no, we haven't. It was from the last lobby.
No, we still have a bit of time, so we were actually running behind schedule, but we somehow managed to catch back up.
That is good. That is good.
Some serious coordinating right there.
Yeah,
so
I've got to say thanks to obviously Sig and Nigel for organising this whole event so far. And it has gone really smoothly indeed from the both of them. Obviously, Serene Logic being the main dirt coordinator here at AOR. He keeps all of us other coordinators in check, and he does a great job with that. and he's done very well to make sure it goes well. And props to Sig as well for helping him, being his the right hand lady, I must say. I was going to say man, but lady, but yeah. And also we had Yogan, said Mickey, and Penguino as well. We couldn't do this without them as well. They've been the officiators today so far this event. So thanks to them as well. Without them, there would be no event.
Yeah, indeed. So we have to thank all those guys for making things run smoothly. And of course, this is the pre-season event for season 2 of the Dirt Rally 2.0 Rallycross series. So we're going to have sign-ups open for that as soon as the season 4 DLC drops with a brand new 2019 FIA World RX cars. We're going to be running every single circuit that the game has to offer. And with the amount of sign-ups that we had last time, we're going to probably be running a tier system for the first time. So we've had one tier for the past couple of years because we haven't had the numbers for sign-up, but the sign-up numbers have rocketed in the past couple of months. So we're going to have 2 tiers by the looks of things. So if you don't think you could compete maybe at the pro level, you can certainly jump into tier 2 and have some fun with I wouldn't say the slower guys, but the guys who still have decent pace. But like the pace that some of the top guys have right here is unbelievable. So keep an eye out for those signups and make sure to get yourself involved. Every race will be streamed live, of course, by myself and yourself.
Yeah, it'll be streamed by us, of course, and obviously it's just for the PC, and if we have enough sign-ups for the other platforms, PS4 and Xbox One will be also doing it as well, if we get enough sign-ups. So if you're in any of that platforms and say, hey, I want to have a go at this after seeing all the action tonight, please have a go. It will be nice to have, obviously it won't be streamed, but it'll be nice to have all 3 platforms have a season 2 and it will go to the finish. I really hope we can see that, and I'm sure those coordinators will do their very hardest to make sure that we've got races for PS4 and Xbox One as well. So if you're any of those platforms, also keep an eye on when sign-ups come up, because it's got a place for you as well. I think it's a minimum of 12 drivers, in order for a platform to happen. So if we get 12 drivers in Xbox One and 12 drivers in PS4, those platforms will be taking part in season 2.
Yeah, because unfortunately we only got to run one race on PS4 last season, which
we both took part in, actually.
Yeah, I actually that was the one round I actually missed. Was the only round that was run, and that race was won by Wesley Wickens. So
obviously he since the PS4 championship obviously got to an end, I'd just like to I know he's watching. He's watching the stream, and he's still going to get some glory anyway. Even though it's ended quite early, he's the Season 1 PS4 Dirt Rally champion for Rallycross. So
don't worry, he mentions it a lot.
Yeah, so he's hoping that PS4 gets up back and running again, so we can have a second season of that, so he can defend his Rallycross title, because I know he wants it. I've raced him last season. For one race to Portugal, I think it was, and he was incredible. He was on a league of his own, and I think there was he only lost one race, but he came second in the race he had lost. He's won every other race apart from that. He was just dominant. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. We're just waiting for our invites for the Consolation finals. Hopefully we should get it soon.
Yeah, it appears that they've started without you. So they may have forgotten about you, I don't know, but the Consolation race is getting underway.
Okay.
Not quite sure what happened there, but I might just have to let Serene know that Jess is not actually in the lobby.
I'm in the lobby. It's just saying loading race at the moment. It's taking a while to load. No, they'll have to restart. They'll have to restart.
Yeah.
Because I can't see at the moment. I'll have to leave the session. I think what I did was they started thinking I was still in the session, but I forgot to leave the last session, which Serene Logic hosted. So it was my fault for that. I do apologise. We thought this event was going to go smoothly, and then it turned out into it happens. So
it was nearly going too smooth.
Yeah, we had to have some blip in that. But oh well. Luckily, we found out just before it started, so it doesn't lose that much time. So yeah, and yeah, that was my fault on that. So I do apologise.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if we're going to get a restart, but I guess I can do radio commentary.
No.
So
I was still in the lobby, but it was still showing loading, and it would usually load for me, but it didn't, so I had to leave.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it's not like F1 where if you join a lobby last minute you can spectate. You can't do it for this one, so it is a bit of a shame.
Alright, so I should keep you updated on the progress of the Consolation race, which has just got underway as Jared leads into turn 1. I think we are going to get a... Logic has left the lobby.
Oh, good.
So,
thank you, Nigel. Thanks, Nigel.
Yeah, I seen him leave immediately off the start, so I would only imagine we're going to get a restart off of that. But
I think it's just
either
one
way,
of those things. I think it was just one of those things, and it happens. Lobbies happen. It is the first time that we're streaming this. It's only broadcast mode has only been there for a couple of actually a bit longer than that, a month. But
Pedro's giving me a little bit of a show here. He's just doing a few donuts.
And great, I'm missing it. Great.
Yeah. So we are going to get a restart. So we're just waiting for the lobby to get set up.
Yeah, I was wondering why I didn't get an invite. Yeah, it was and we're just waiting for people to retire as well. Hopefully these guys will get the
might get in trouble for doing donuts.
Yeah, they will get trouble.
Come on, Jogan.
We've seen that in other leagues as well. So yeah. And I think the ones in the final will be practicing a little bit, just making sure they get their final setups ready for, and they'll be watching this stream hard to see who will they face in the final. Obviously, we've got said Mickey, we've got Veloce, Itza, and we've got Jonathan, and we've got Una. So those are the people who are going to be in the finals, and we've got Jared, Jogan, Silver, and Serene Logic in the fight for the finals. Who's gonna make it? We'll have to wait and see. I'm still waiting for an invite. It's gonna be a long while.
We haven't left the race just yet, so
yeah,
won't be too long.
It won't be too long.
If we went off of that race, then Jogan would get through. So
but it is unfair if people leave for that particular position. But yeah. Yeah.
We are still. I think we're still on schedule even after all of that.
No, not quite.
Oh, we're 5 minutes behind. So and Pedro actually left the entire lobby as well, so we might get a little bit delayed here.
But that's all
F1
right.
quality starting very shortly. We're not too worried about that just yet. Thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah, I think that I completely understand if you want to watch that, but it is Q1 anyway, so.
Yeah, but fair play to the 30 people who are sticking with us to watch some Rallycross tonight. Great, glad to have you.
And there's also the F2 stream as well, which if you're having both streams on, then fair play. I do recommend you do that, actually, if you haven't already. Check the F2 stream that is going on right now as well. I'm sure the commentators will appreciate your company as well. Have both streams on in the background, find out what's going on there as well. So, and I've just got an invite. Hopefully, second time lucky, we can get this underway. We're so sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen, but we are going to get this final. We are wanting to get this streamed. We will. And I'm just going to follow one of the drivers. There we go. I'm in, Jack. Finally.
We're ready to go. So it might actually mean that they will get different grid slots now. So they might have to get used to a different starting position now.
Yeah, they have more of an advantage. I think some people might have more of an advantage. We don't have custom grids in semi-finals, sadly.
It's a feature that's coming, though. As far as I think,
is it
we
coming?
hope anyway.
We hope. Fingers crossed. Touch wood. So they recently brought trackside cameras, which I think brought a really huge bit to the stream. So thank you to Codemasters for bringing that just in time for the public event. That was a coincidence, I don't know, but we'll see. So we are about to get started. We've got Jogan, we've got Serene Logic, we've got Silver, and we've got Jared. Who out of those four is going to make the finals? Only one of them can make it, of course. And who has got the outside line? It is
Jogan. Jogan's got the outside, and he's a Swede. He's gonna full send it. So watch.
Watch for this, people.
Jogan on the outside line next to him. And then we have Jared next to him, then Pedro, and then we have Serene Logic on the inside. Consolation final. Finally getting underway. We go green for the second attempt at the consolation race. Jared gets an amazing start from the middle of the grid there. Pedro Silva looking on the inside. A little bit of contact between himself and Serene Logic. He gets dumped down to the back. And looking in the background is now Pedro Silva who leaves. Now Jogan's got a great start. There's a little bit of spinning going on. On the power goes Pedro Silva as he gets turned around. He gets back through to the lead of the race. So there's plenty of action happening throughout this field. But it is Pedro Silva who leads after the first turn.
Yeah, Pedro the dark horse. And he has definitely proven why he is a dark horse this race. And so is Jogan as well, but Jared only in third place, but he's still got Serene Logic right up his backside as well. 6 laps, of course, and we were expecting to have a little bit of... Are we having a bit? Yeah, we are having a bit of wet service, that's fine. I thought we were getting dust for a minute there, but that is for the grand finals. And we've got 2 people, I believe, taking their Joker laps.
Interesting.
So I think that's
Jared and Serene Logic.
So they're making their Jokers, so... And the top 2 not making their Jokers. That's going to be... I don't know which is going to work. The ones that are going to take the Joker or ones that already take the Joker. We'll see. But Jogan is about pretty much 4 tenths behind Silver. They're so close. It's a place at the finals at stake. They're really got to give it their all here. This could be a chance for Pedro to really give an upset here. As
Jogan's pushing him. It's a little classic push and pass move, and into the Joker goes Jogan. He needs to cover off behind because the gap is really close. Jared, look how hard he's pushing. Through to the Joker merge. It's going to be really close. Who's going to come out in front? Jogan around the outside. He's got it done.
Just about. Up
on the curbs. Almost flips it off the classic Abu Dhabi curbs right there. He manages to get it together. He hits one of the bollards right there. But Jogan came so close to ending his race right there. But Pedro Silva now needs to get his head down.
Yeah, he's got to really, because he's 3 seconds up the road at the moment. But we all know that it can come back to bite you if he makes mistakes. It's not about where you start, it's where you finish.
Yeah, and he's not jokering this lap. He's going to leave it as late as possible. Jogan is pulling the gap in. He's reeling him in by about 2 tenths per sector right there. Jared's right locked onto the back of Jogan as well. I can't call who's going to win this. It's going to come down to the Joker merge.
Yep, it is, as we've got a few people going wide as well. Jared, that might have cost him a bit, but it is not about the top 2. It's about this guy here at the moment.
Pedro's wide up ahead. I think Jogan is in the box seat right here to take this win. We're going to keep an eye on him. Jared is wide in the background as well. And the gap's come down to 2 seconds. Jogan, he's right in the box seat. Pedro needs to Joker now.
He's got
to slot into that gap.
He's got to, because otherwise Jogan will make it through to the final.
And he hasn't.
So you obviously only get 2 more chances, of course. A few people being so close to the wall. There's so little margin for error. If you make a mistake in that wall, then it's game over. But they're just keeping it steady. It's great.
Yeah, Jogan's driving brilliantly, I must say. Best I've seen him drive all season right here. Keeping himself nice and neat and tight, just slowly reeling in that gap. Knows he doesn't need to push too hard. And he's closing right up onto the back of Pedro right here. So Pedro's falling away. The gap's only a second at the moment, and the Joker Delta is about 2.5. So I'm sure he's going to peel in right now just to get himself in behind, or in that gap between himself and Jared, but he's not going to. He's going to wait to the last lap.
Yep, that is a bit of a gamble. Jogan is 1.1 seconds behind Pedro Silva. This is where it could be make or break for these guys, and it looks like it's going to be a battle between Jogan and Silva for the final. Unfortunately, it would have been nice for Jared to make his first ever final. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be unless any of the top 2 can make a mistake, which it doesn't look like they're going to at the moment after the way they're driving. As Pedro, is he going to take the Joker? He's got to, otherwise there will be a slap penalty.
Yeah, and Jogan's he's going to take it on track anyway, is he? He's just going to wait for Pedro to just send it around the outside. Pedro peeling to the Joker right now. Jogan into the wall a little bit, but he's going to come to the line. He's going to go here in the preseason event. Well done to him. The Swede takes it, and Jared manages to finish ahead of Serena. So Pedro actually ended up last.
Pedro getting a penalty there.
Yes, he did. So he's got a penalty of some sort. He's disconnected.
Wow, that was a shock. So he was P2, and then I think he just had trouble, or his game might have crashed, I don't know. But
Possibly, yeah. But Yogan, either way, it didn't matter. Yogan is through to the final, beating Jared, and Serene Logic doesn't make the final for the first time in a long time.
When was the last time he did not make a final? Probably not ever.
We're gonna have to look back a long way.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's been a while. I think
he made every final this season.
Yep, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. It's a shame, to be honest, but he has done well, and hopefully, and he's probably got to think that it is not for points overall. It's just for fun. So he's gonna think what could have been, and he's gonna think, right, what do I need to do to improve for the second season of Rallycross, because he wants to improve. Obviously they'll be racing Abu Dhabi again in the final race next season, I believe. So yeah, he's got to improve on this track to do well. So I think we're about to get the finals underway with a very intense final. And who is your money to win this final? I'm going to go for said Mickey for this one.
Well, for going off previous experience, I'd also go Mickey, but the few times that Izza has been in this championship, he's beaten Mickey on track, so I really don't know. Juna's in there too. This is literally could be, looking into the future, this could be the Dirt World Series final right here.
Yeah.
Mickey, Juna, Izza.
Have they all qualified?
They've all qualified, yeah.
Wow. So, guys, this could be potentially the finals in Autosport, which I'm going to. I am going to, so I'm probably going to see the finals. So, I'm going both days. So, yeah, should be quite fun to watch, and obviously it will be live streamed by. I don't know who's going to be live streaming it, but it won't be us. But it will be probably, I don't know, but we'll keep you posted anyway. I'm just trying to find out who's hosting the finals.
I would imagine it's Mickey.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'll bet you it's probably Mickey. So we're just waiting for an invite from him, and it is going to be in the dusk, and it's cloudy as well. So that's what we saw, obviously, in the last heat, and we thought the last heat was the final. If you thought that was anything to go by, just watch this space. If you want to watch F1, just hold on a minute. We've got one more race to go.
Yes, indeed we do. So it's gonna be super tight. So 18 drivers whittled down to 5 for this final race. It's the final, and your final is, what an amazing lineup. 4 of these guys have qualified for the World Series, which is amazing. Jonathan hasn't actually qualified for the Rallycross World Series, but he's qualified for the Rally Series.
Can you qualify for both?
Yes, you can. Juna has done for both.
Oh, I wonder. I wonder after his performance from tonight's race, I wonder will he be entering the last round of the Rallycross? 'Cause I think he had one more chance, I believe. I think it's one more round to see if he can qualify, and I think after what we've seen today, he could do it. So I think if he's watching this back, go and send your time and go and try and qualify for Rallycross as well. You got nothing to lose. Technically, he's got nothing to lose because he's in the rally quarterfinal. So
yeah,
he's in the quarters somehow. But will he be in both? I don't know. So we'll see anyway.
Yeah, Yogan missed out on qualification by the smallest of margins last time out.
He's got one more chance, of course.
He's got one more chance. I missed out by 9/10 of a second.
Are you gonna try again next time, or you're not gonna bother?
Yes, I am. I have to.
After behalf of all of AOR, best of luck for you, mate. And keeping my fingers crossed for you. And to everyone who is taking part in either Rally or Rallycross World Championships, you'll still have your chance to qualify. See if you can make it, and see if you can battle against the best of the best. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not fast enough, so I'm not going to enter. So I'm just going to leave it to the big boys to see if they can do it, and obviously you, of course. And I've just got my invite. I think you got your invite as well, Jack, I believe.
Yes, I have.
That is great. So we're about to get the finals underway. Oh,
Yeah.
look at that lineup. Look at that lineup.
That's incredible.
That is just insane.
We have Serene Logic in the chat. He said he has it. The last time he didn't make
2-3
a final
years.
was nearly 2 or 3 years ago. So it shows you the consistency, but it's the luck of the draw with this, with how things work out. But we're heading into the final, and this is it. The only position that matters here is number 1. So we're gonna see a hell of a fight. If you saw the race in Estering from the final round, it was absolutely amazing.
It's still on my channel, by the way, but you'll probably just hear me and Jack talking. We're stewarding at that point, not commentating, so we weren't taking it seriously a little bit there. So if you want to check it out on my channel after the stream. It was absolutely intense. So yeah, that was really fun to watch. Shame we weren't commentating that, but we still get to witness it. I think it was the first time we got to. It was the first time I was using spectator mode at the time, which was great to see. So yeah, the drivers are getting ready, of course, for the finals. Who's your money on, guys? Put your thoughts and predictions in the chat on who you think is going to win.
It's an all Renault affair, apart from Jonathan, who's managed to sneak an Audi into the final. So great to see that.
That was the car I was running in Rallycross when I was on PS4. So great to see Audi representing right here. Not showing.
And he's got the outside line as well. Jonathan Schaefer's got the outside line for turn 1. The final of the pre-season event for season 2 of the Dirt Rally Rallycross series on AOR is about to get underway. Veloce is on the inside. Mickey, Juna Pankin and Jogan and Jonathan Schaefer line up facing towards turn 1. Let's get ready to go. Ready to race, light on, anti-lag on. Green light, great start from Veloce on the inside. Green light from Jonathan Schaefer as well. Veloce has the inside line. Mickey trying one. Jogan's a good start as well, trying to find his way through. Izza leads, Mickey second, and Juna Pankin into third place now, slots in nicely, and Mickey up the inside of Izza through the last corner as well. There's contact as well. Mickey takes the lead away from Izza as they run on towards turn number 4 then. Is on the outside line. Mickey forces his way through, and in through turn 3, they're 3 wide in the background. Jogan goes through to 3rd, Jonathan Schaefer to 4th, and Pankin ends all the way down to 5th, and there's contact!
Oh, there's contact between the bottom half as well. That has really cost him a little bit there. Teammates really fighting for it, and it is all about number 1 here. So even though they're fighting for 4th place at the moment, they want to win, and they got to try and catch up to these guys. We've got Said Mickey really starting to show what he means here, and he's got John right behind him as well. He's got a tough one to beat, and Jogan as well, who's also obviously won the collars. The final's just gone, so and he's doing very well up to 3rd as well. So definitely a dark horse. Could he challenge the top 2?
Maybe he could indeed. Now, just to give you context, Mickey did not drive this track until about an hour before. So he's not used to this track at all, but he's opening the gap over Veloce Izza by 1.2 seconds.
Yeah.
And he's just showing what he's made of. He's not the champion for nothing. Opening the gap over to 1.4 seconds. Jogan, I think, is going to head to the Joker lap. In he goes. He's trying to cover off from Juna. And does he come out in front of Juna? Yes, he does. Comfortably into 3rd place.
Yeah, very easily job done from Jogan there as he's pulling away from Juna. And then Jonathan in last place at the moment. Obviously, like we've spoken earlier, Rallycross is not his forte. His main focus is rally. Obviously, he's been topping the rookie rally standings at the moment. So, which will probably he'll have more of a chance of getting through to the pros next season in rally anyway. After his performance from last time about, as we've got Juna and Jonathan really starting to close up at the back. And we've got Veloce Izza really starting to get some time from Seb Mickey at the moment. Not by quite a lot though, is Seb Mickey's showing why he's the champion of Dirt Rally 2.0. And obviously it's showing why he's the champion of Dirt 4 as well. But it is gonna be tough. It is 4 seconds now. So Zed Mickey he's really pulling away now. I think it is game over for Izza unless Zed Mickey makes a mistake.
Yeah, now Izza just jokered on that lap, so he's got that under his belt. So I don't know if Mickey's going to respond immediately. I don't think he needs to. He's that far in front that he doesn't really need to joker down. I think he can just wait to the last lap. So Izza needs to get his head down and push as hard as he can.
Yeah.
Oh, he's hit the curb. That's not great. That's not what you need to do. Hits the curb up on 2 wheels and gets around. He is getting caught by Yogan, actually.
Yeah, it's been caught by a lot of people as well. Yogan very close. And we got one more lap to go. That's what I like about Rallycross, is it just goes so quickly. The shortest laps in any series in racing, which wise it makes it so exciting. There's just so much action happening everywhere at the moment. As at the moment Seb Mickey leads, but he's still got to take the Joker. Is he going to decide to go take it through this lap, or is he going to try and take it the final lap? I think he's taking it the final lap, Jack. So
he's going to have to. We're on the final lap. So it's gone past that quickly. All it took was that turn 1. So Seb Mickey just got to negotiate one final lap. And this is the current reigning champion. And you can see why. Absolutely spot on precision driving. Exactly what he needs to do. Didn't win every heat, but he's about to take the Joker. Seb Mickey, the pre-season event for season 2, coming through the Joker lap, hopping over the curbs, comes around the last corner, wins. Sends it over the line sideways. He wins the pre-season event for season 2. Veloce is second, and Yogan picks up 3rd place. That's a great drive from Yogan. Juna is 4th, and Jonathan Schaefer sends it into a 360 before the line, into a bit of donuts. Good man, Jonathan. That's what we want to see.
And it is a public event. You can do donuts.
So there's your confirmation. Mickey wins ahead of Izza by 2 seconds. Yogan picks up only his 2nd podium in the season. Finishes 3rd. Juna Pankinen in 4th place. Look how close it was between those guys. 0.2 of a second across the line.
Wow.
And Jonathan Schaefer finishes 5th.
I'm guessing those top 5 will be incredibly impressed with after their performances today. Great job from all 5 of them in the final. And well done to Seb Mickey for the win. So, he doesn't want to be interviewed for the final, which is a shame because we were hoping to get the winner, but unless he wants to, but I don't think he will. So we were trying to get Itza earlier on, but his Discord was having a hissy fit. So we were hoping to get driver interviews today. Looking like we're not, unless we can get Yogan in the. He
does not want to be interviewed.
No, that. Okay.
I'm pretty sure from on the sheet I can see that Mickey is up for an interview, so we'll see if we can get him in.
Yeah, we can see. And hopefully we can get John back as well. So, fingers crossed about that. But who has been your driver of the day so far? Let us know in the chat. I'm going to say Pedro's been up there. Jared as well. Unfortunately, he didn't make the finals, but he really did shock us as well by some good performances there. But Seb Mickey taking the public event champion. He is the one to beat going into season 2 of AOR Rallycross. And if you wanna win next season, guys, in PC, he's the one to beat.
Yes, indeed, he's the man. He's the man to beat as we head into season 2, which will be starting not for a little while yet. We're going to wait for the season 4 DLC to turn up, and we'll get the brand new cars ready to go. The new Seat on its way, the Mini, of course, and we might have a few other cars in there as well. The 2019 spec Peugeot and the 2019 spec Fiesta. And the 2019 spec GCK Megane. So there's loads of cars to come, and hopefully we might see a shake-up in the order for the cars, because at the moment it's quite clear what the dominant car is.
Maybe we'll see less Renaults. And maybe more. I think we might see more Fords, because in the rookie tier, I think a lot of us have chosen the Ford, myself included, actually, due to the fact that it's more powerful. So I could expect the Ford to be up there as well. So I'm just going to check if any of the top 3 will be going into interview. Looks like we're not. I will just have a look. No, oh wait, Seb Mickey might might go. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he will. Just to give him a few minutes, I think.
Or just give them a few minutes as well. Just to quick remind you, season 2 will be starting pretty soon as well. Mid-season sign-ups are still open for Rally. So if you think Rallycross is not your forte, join us for a little bit of Rally. You could. It's not one night a week. You can do any day of the week between Monday and Sunday. You got to do it by Sunday night at 23:59. So as long as you have time during the week to do your rally, that is when you can do it. So.
And here is our first interviewee. So we're going to hop in.
Hopefully we can get him working this time.
Yeah, hopefully it works.
Lucky. You sound a lot better anyway. Veloci is a second place man joining us here in the box. So is a second place, are you pleased with it, or do you think you could have won?
Oh, well, under the right circumstances, you can always win. We made too many setup changes. Overall, the rhythm wasn't there. And yeah, fair play to CR Sedmeki. He just pulled away, and there was nothing I could do about it. So his pace was just impressive and electric. There was nothing I could do about it.
So can we expect to see maybe a return for you for season number 2, which is coming up very shortly?
Most definitely. This is the most amount of fun that I've had in Rallycross, to be honest. The racing has been great. The commentary, by the way, has been great. And just the overall competitiveness of the whole field has just been excellent. So definitely I will be returning.
Anything to add, Jess?
And so obviously, since you won Dirt 4, was it hard to go back and do some Rallycross after some time away? Because you were doing your Masters, I believe. So, because obviously we didn't broadcast the last few rounds, so obviously there was no spectator mode. Was it a big jump, or did you get back on your feet again?
Yeah, the first couple of rounds, it was basically in at the deep end. I had maybe 10 hours in game before I jumped into Rallycross with like 30 minutes to practice. So yeah, it was in at the deep end. I must admit, every track that I go to now, I have to shake a bit of the rust off, really. And but it's coming back, and I think I can only improve from now. So yeah, globally it's very positive.
Thanks a million, Izza, for joining us, and we hope to see you again in season number 2. We're going to now get our winner in with us. We're going to get Sedmeki in just in a moment's time. And so here we are. Here is our winner, CR Sedmeki. Mickey, great drive today. Fantastic. But a return to form, I suppose. Did you enjoy it out there?
Yeah, hello guys. Yeah, it was so fun. I mean, all races was very clean, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I must apologize to Isa for that hairpin. I kissed him a little bit, but I think it was all good.
So you enjoyed it out there, I suppose. And are you looking forward to season 2 now? Of course, you're the reigning champion. Can we expect you to return for season 2?
I hope so. I will try to win another championship, and I hope that my teammate Jared will be there also, so we can get some team points.
And how did you find the competitiveness today? How was the racing from your point of view?
I mean, we were all so fast. I mean, Isa and Yona are so fast, and I had to push myself to lead the pack. And yeah, I think clean races. But Heat 3 or Consolation finals was quite mess. But overall, it was fun and clean races for me.
Anything to add, Jess?
Well, I'm guessing, because obviously we were speaking in the stream, that you've only had a bit of a while to practice on this Abu Dhabi track. It seemed like that didn't really hinder you as much. How hard was the Abu Dhabi track, and trying to get used to it just before the event started? Because it must have been difficult.
Yeah, it was quite hard from the beginning, but once you get used to it, it is just normal circuit track. It's so easy to drive, and yeah, I think after an hour of practice, it was so easy to get the laps going and be good with the times.
Yeah, because you were very close. You were very close to not making the finals the first time around and going into the fight for the finals there. But what you were getting, you must have been getting very tense to that semi-finals, knowing that it was a small chance you had to race again for your survival.
Yeah, I know, it was so close because Jared was in front of me, so I decided to go for the Joker, and yeah, it worked, and I nearly beat Isa too. So yeah, it was nice pace for me and good race overall.
Well, Mickey, thanks a million for talking to us. We'll see you hopefully in season 2. We're now going to talk with your teammate. We're going to drag Jared in and see how he got on.
Yeah.
Jared, good morning. It's quite early over there. I think it's about 4 or 5 a.m. over there. So fair play to you for getting up in time for joining
it's
us.
20 past 5, yeah.
Wow.
20 past 5 in the morning. That's commitment for you. So Jared,
But I got up at like 3:15.
just about in time. So perfect timing. But Jared, your first experience of AOR Rallycross, how did you find it out there?
It was good fun. It was good fun actually. Yeah, lots of good races. Didn't punt anyone except for my teammates, so that's good.
So how did you find? Obviously, this is a really competitive grid that you got in, so you did pretty well out there. How did you find the racing and all that in general?
Yeah, in general, it was pretty good. Like, as I said, most of my races were pretty clean, so didn't have too many issues. The only overtakes that happened were usually against me, though, so that's the only problem. But yeah, otherwise, overall was pretty good.
Yeah, did you actually think at one point I think I could make the final?
Yeah, definitely. And then I saw it was a wet race, and I've never tried Rallycross in the wet.
Oh no!
Yeah, we turned the sprinklers on in between just to throw
Just
a
to
bit of
spice
spice
things
into
up.
it.
There's no rain in every Derby. It's desert, mate. What's going
Yeah,
on?
Bernie sprinklers.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
There is no heavy rain obviously in Abu Dhabi, so that makes a lot of difference, I must say. And obviously you qualified for the World Rallycross Championships, and you haven't raced much in AOR before. And how did that hinder you, or did that help you going into the public event? What did it give you enough practice going to help you in the quarterfinals?
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely it'll help me for come the quarterfinals of the World Series. But yeah, I've never done any like high-level racing in Rallycross at all before. It's not even my main thing at all. Like, I
Wow.
prefer rally. I was surprised I qualified for World Series at all, but
And,
yeah, it's good practice at least to do it here.
Did you qualify for rally as well, or just Rallycross at the moment?
Just Rallycross so far.
Are you gonna do rally?
Yeah, of course, that's my favorite
Yes.
one. But
Yes.
I've made mistakes in like just about every qualifier so far, which is really stupid. So need to get rid of the nerves for the rally ones. The Rallycross I don't care too much, so I managed to do a good run in that in the RX too. But rally I've binned it so far.
And after
So-
today, are you going to join AOR for next season and challenge maybe Seb Mickey maybe?
Well, I don't think I'll challenge Mickey, but I'll try to join next season. It'll just depends how I feel about getting up at 3 a.m. once a week.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah. Well, anyways, Jared, thanks a lot for joining us. Great drive today. Now we're going to round out the stream for today. And so, Jess, a great event today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Jared. Jess, a fantastic event today. It's looking good for season 2, I think.
It was great. It was great to be back, because usually I was used to doing it on my own, and it was great to have you alongside me as well. What a event to kick it off as well. Our first streamed event on AOR, and actually the first commentated event on Dirt Rally on Rallycross ever, I think. So the live premiere right there. So I think it was such an honour for us both to cover that, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. And just to give you a plug again, if that gives you an insight, and if you're thinking, oh, I'm liking the sound of Rallycross cars, sign up for season 2, which is going to be pretty soon. Not yet though. Once the season 4 DLC is out, sign-ups will be open on PC, PS4 and Xbox One, with PC might have the option of having 2 tiers due to the amount of possible sign-ups that we might be having. So looking forward to that. So please make sure you sign up. Keep an eye on the Apex Online Racing Twitter. You will know as soon as possible when the sign-ups will be open.
Yes, indeed. So make sure to get yourself signed up. Of course, especially this goes out to all the PS4 and Xbox One users. If you're mad to get some Rallycross action, then get yourself signed up as soon as the sign-ups go live, because we came very close to having a championship last time, but we just ran out of people. Unfortunately, we had to call it. So we'd like to get a full grid for those platforms as well, because they deserve everything. But
we can't guarantee
it's-
a stream. We can't guarantee a stream for those platforms unless we have commentators that are willing to commentate for us. If you are probably interested in commentating PS4, Xbox One, go for it. Just express interest maybe. But I think that is it for the stream. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure we will be back for season 2. If they'll have us, of course. Hopefully we haven't lost our jobs. But it's been a lot of fun anyway. Thanks again, Jack, for joining us. It's been a lot of fun anyway.
Yeah, it's been great. So we hope you enjoyed that stream, and of course we'll be back in, I believe, March is when we're going to have season 4 officially begin. So we hope you'll join us then. Yes, the long way. We're going to have some brand new cars. We're going to have some brand new cars, the Mini, we're going to have the 2019 Spec World RX cars, and hopefully some new tracks thrown in there as well. So it's going to be a great season. And we hope you'll join us then. So from myself and from Jess, it's been great. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.